In the mid-2000s, there was one NBA player who seemed destined to become the face of a franchise, maybe even the league. His game was smooth, his IQ was elite, and his clutch gene was undeniable. As the late, great Kobe Bryant said in 2010, Roy had no weaknesses in his game and ranked him the hardest player to defend. But injuries robbed the basketball world of what could have been one of the greatest careers of the era or even all time.
Shoot. Brandon drives into a crowd, down the lane, put it in and it's foul!
Brandon Roy was born on July 23, 1984, in Seattle, Washington. Seattle was a basketball city, producing talents like Jamal Crawford, Nate Robinson, and later Isaiah Thomas. But Roy wasn't initially known as the flashiest or most athletic player in the city. He was known for something else: intelligence. Roy attended Garfield High School, one of the most famous basketball programs in the state. Even as a teenager, his style was different. While other players relied on speed and athleticism, Roy relied on patience, footwork, and timing. He could control the pace of a game like a veteran, but despite his talent, Roy wasn't immediately considered a top national recruit. Roy decided to stay close to home and committed to Washington University, arriving there in 2002. But his college career did not start so smoothly. Early on, he battled academic issues and had to sit out part of the season. For many players, that might have derailed their career. Instead, Roy matured. By his senior year, he had become one of the best players in the country. In the 2005 to 2006 season, Roy averaged about 20 points per game and led Washington to a Pac-10 title. He won the Pac-10 Player of the Year and became a consensus All-American. NBA scouts suddenly saw something special. Roy wasn't just a scorer, he was a leader, a playmaker, and one of the most composed players in college basketball. In the 2006 NBA draft, one which included LaMarcus Aldridge, Rajon Rondo, and Paul Millsap, he was selected 6th overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves, but was immediately traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. And though they may not have known at the time, that trade would change Portland's future for well over a decade. Roy's rookie season in 2006 instantly showed why Portland believed in him. Despite missing some games due to injury, Roy averaged around 16 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. More importantly, he played with a calmness rarely seen in rookies.
Roy the rebound, 5 seconds left. Brandon step back, 3 with 2 seconds left. Do you believe that miracle?
At the end of the season, Roy won the NBA Rookie of the Year award. Portland fans quickly embraced him as the new face of the franchise. For the first time since the era of Clyde Drexler, the Blazers had a true superstar. Over the next few seasons, Roy's game reached another level. By 2009, he was considered to be one of the best guards in the NBA, battling with the likes of Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, and Joe Johnson for the top spot. He consistently averaged over 22 points a game and dominated in clutch moments. One of his most famous performances came in 2008 when he hit a dramatic buzzer beater against the Houston Rockets. Fans and analysts began calling him one of the best shooting guards in the league. The Portland Trail Blazers looked like a rising dynasty with Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Greg Oden. Yes, that Greg Oden.
Trail Blazers select Greg Oden from Ohio State University.
The team seemed built to compete for championships. But then, everything changed. Even during Roy's best seasons, there was a hidden problem: his knees. Roy was diagnosed with a degenerative knee condition that caused the cartilage in his knees to deteriorate. In simple terms, his knees were slowly breaking down. By 2010, the pain became impossible to ignore. Roy underwent multiple surgeries, but the damage couldn't truly be repaired. Still, he delivered one of the most legendary playoff performances in Portland Trail Blazers history. In the 2011 playoffs against the Dallas Mavericks, Roy scored 18 fourth-quarter points in Game 4 to complete an incredible comeback. This was just a reminder of how special he was. But it would be one of the last memorable moments of his career. Portland fell to Dallas in 6 games, and on December 10th, 2011, Brandon Roy announced his first retirement. However, basketball wasn't done with Roy yet. In 2012, at age 28, he attempted a comeback with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Brandon Roy, who is excited to be unretired and back in the NBA. That's ahead as we roll on.
Fans hoped the former All-Star could return to his form.
Talking about a guy that offensively just gives you everything you need. He can post up. He can shoot from the perimeter. He can put it on the deck. You can stick him in pick and roll game. You can even go 1-4 flat with him like Nate McMillan did in Portland and just let him go one-on-one.
But unfortunately for the Wolves fans, front office, players, and mostly Roy himself, the knee problems returned almost immediately. Roy played only 5 games before suffering another injury, which led to his retirement for good shortly after. His NBA career ended with averages of about 18.8 points, 4.7 assists, and 4.3 rebounds per game. For many fans, he became the ultimate NBA what if. Now, in my personal opinion, this is one of the saddest things to happen in NBA history. Everybody always thinks about Derrick Rose and his injuries, but lots of people don't even remember who Brandon Roy was, and that's a tragedy in and of itself. After leaving the NBA, Roy returned to where it all began, Seattle. He became a high school basketball coach at Nathan Hale High School. In 2017, Roy led the school to a state championship, showing he could develop young players just as he once dominated opponents. He later coached at Garfield High School, the same school he attended as a teenager. Roy also became a mentor for young players in Seattle's basketball community. Even without an NBA career anymore, he was still shaping the next generation. In the end, some NBA careers are defined by championships, others are defined by longevity. But Brandon Roy is remembered for his brilliance. For a few short years, he was one of the smartest, smoothest, and most clutch players in the NBA. Many fans believe that if his knees had held up, Roy could have been an MVP, maybe even a Hall of Famer. Instead, his story stays one of the greatest what-ifs in NBA history. But even in a shortened career, Brandon Roy left a legacy that basketball fans will never forget. Brandon Roy will always hold a nostalgic place in my heart, and this really was one of the more fun deep dives I've done so far. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and follow at ValleySportsPod. Take care, flip that switch.
High IQ basketball player, understands his size, understands pace and tempo. I mean, he's ahead of his time.
If you enjoyed this video, please comment down below who you would like to see next. Click to my left for my most recent episode of Deep Dives, and click to my right for full episodes of Valley Sports Pod.